All right, guys. With that down, it is Wednesday, which means tomorrow night, week 7. Can you believe it's already week 7?
It's crazy already.
Week 7 of the NFL season gets underway with a barn burner. Well, at least it looked like it could be a barn burner for a bit when the Saints were 2-0. But since then, the New Orleans Saints have lost 4 games in a row. So they're sitting at 2-4. And quite frankly, the surprising Denver Broncos at 3-3. Which, I mean, it looked like their season was going to spin out of control really fast. And all of a sudden they ripped off a couple of decent wins. And Bo Nix is looking like he could turn into something pretty good. Anyway, the 3-3 Broncos versus the 2-4 New Orleans Saints kick off week 7 in Thursday Night Football tomorrow night. And, you know, obviously New Orleans just came off a really wild game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where the Buccaneers were like up 17-0. It looked like it was going to be a complete blowout. Then in the span of about 18 seconds, the New Orleans Saints are in the lead through a couple of fluky things. They score like a mass and they go into halftime in the lead, and then they get completely blown out in the second half. So it was a really wild game. But look, they are without Derek Carr, right? And while it is not as bad, Ron, I don't know what you think about this, but like, it's not as bad as the Miami situation, because like Miami looked like a good team when Tua was there. The moment Tua was not there, that team looks like the Keystone Cops. I mean, they just look awful without him there. Now, so I'm not saying the Saints are that, right? But clearly they're not the same team without Derek Carr playing quarterback. And that kind of became evident last week. Hey, listen, the kid who stepped in there and filled in did a pretty respectable job, but he was not able to really mount much.
50 points is hard to overcome.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to do that. I'll tell you what, this Bucs offense is for real, man. Anyway, getting back over to Denver, I mean, again, they put off some nice wins. Their losses aren't embarrassing. They look like a team. Look, everybody knows they're in a little bit of a semi-rebuild, right? So nobody came into this season expecting big thing from the Colts. As a matter of fact, I bet you wouldn't find many people who would have thought they'd be 3-3 right now. No. So you got two teams trying to find something here. I'm just going to say this. I think the difference in this is right now, for whatever reason, the New Orleans Saints defense is not playing up to their potential, because on their best day, they're a solid defense. I'm not one of the best in the league, but they're a solid. They have looked porous. Now, I'm sure some of that has to do with the fact that there's a lot of 3-and-outs and all that kind of stuff. And with Denver starting to find ways to move the ball, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say I think the Denver Broncos win tomorrow night. Not by a blowout, but I think probably I'd give them 6. I think they win by 6. What's standing out to you about this game, and who do you got winning?
This is Sean Payton's first game back in New Orleans. So
I didn't even think about that. That's a major storyline.
I think the Broncos will have a little bit more. I mean, it could go both ways. The Broncos have the extra urge to get him a win there, but also, Saints want to go against their old coach, so get that win. Spencer Rattler is the rookie that came in since Derek Carr's been out. He played pretty good, like you said, but he's still new. Their defense is struggling. Broncos have a really good defense, like you said. I think this game is a chance for Bo Nix to step up and try to score more points than he usually does. He's kind of like a game manager at this point, making sure not to do horrible turnovers at the wrong time. But I do think this is the chance for him to take advantage of a bad defense. Also, a bad offense, like you're saying, they're going to get 3-and-outs, so there's going to be more opportunities for the Broncos offense to be on the field. So I do think the Broncos are going to win. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, which most Broncos games are because of their defense. But I do think they should win 6 or 7 probably.
All right, guys, question is for you. How do you see tomorrow night's game between the Saints and the Broncos going down? I think the Broncos win. However you guys see it, jump on down to the comment section and let us know what you guys think.